Hello, everybody. Daniela here with High Wellness and Healing, and today I'm going to be talking about primary and secondary emotions. This is something that's very, very helpful to understand about ourselves when we're learning to take control of our emotions and take control of our lives and work through whatever traumas or things that we're going through. So, our primary emotions. This is something very, very interesting. Most of us ignore our primary emotions. So our primary emotions are the deep, deep, deep feeling we feel when something happens. And oftentimes we only pay attention to secondary emotions. So our secondary emotions are anger, outburst, rage, depression. All of these things are secondary outside emotions that are results of us not dealing with our primary emotions. So I'll give you an example. Someone says something and it hurts. We feel hurt. So instead of addressing the hurt, we become angry. Angry is our secondary emotion. And so now all we're doing is we're reacting in anger. I'm angry. And we're not dealing with the primary emotion, which is what actually gets rid of. So especially when I used to teach anger management to domestic violence offenders and people who'd committed crimes of anger and things like this. And what we find is that the anger is not the problem. It's not the problem. The anger is the secondary emotion that results from us not dealing with the first emotion. So odds are that domestic violence offender was hurt as a child. They're scared. They're afraid of being themselves. And so they use anger to get what they want. They use anger to mask. Now, I'm not in any way justifying the behavior. I'm just expressing where it comes from. So we understand the difference between primary and secondary emotion. So my primary emotion is I feel fear. I feel hurt. I feel, unappreciated, unimportant, unheard. These are all of our primary emotions that we feel. But because those require vulnerability, we often go for the outward. I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm distant. These are the outside emotions. And so we never get to the work. The actual work where we heal is in the primary emotion. So someone who is angry, why are you angry? So all anger is fear-based. So the fear, where is the fear coming from? The fear, I'm afraid of what? I'm afraid of being taken advantage of. I'm afraid of not being important. I'm afraid of not being competent. I feel hurt. These are the emotions behind the angry person. And so this is what we really want to pay attention to when we are communicating with people. If I am seeing anger, and I'm getting mad at this person, why? What is the primary emotion behind this that's causing my anger? Because that's what needs to be addressed. Because the anger will dissipate the second I deal with the real emotion. But most of us are taught to just react and deal with the reactions and those external secondary emotions. And we never get to the primary cause. So if someone does something and it triggers us, I'm angry. You made me angry. You made me angry. You. Well, the reality is all of the emotion, all of the pain is in me. It's not in you. But I am pointing the finger at you because it's easier to yell and shout and attack you than to deal with the primary emotion in me. So, I always tell everyone when something happens, when an incident arises, the work is in me. What needs to happen? Me. The change is in me. It's not in that other person. The other person is responsible for their own primary and secondary emotions. I'm responsible for mine. So if something's making me angry, why am I angry? And anger is almost always fear-based, and the fear goes back to that primary emotion. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of getting hurt. I'm afraid of giving my all and not being appreciated. I'm afraid of being unheard. When someone doesn't validate my emotions, I feel unheard. Whatever these are the fears. So then we can say, okay, I'm feeling unappreciated. Okay, and I can take a deep breath and I can say I'm angry because I'm feeling unappreciated. And so now that I've addressed the primary emotion that's actually bothering me, now I can go back to the person, not in anger, because my secondary emotion is not going to solve the problem. I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, I felt really unappreciated when you did X, Y, and Z. And now that person is going, oh. I'm not saying that every person is going to have the emotional fortitude to answer you in a proper way. But what is going to happen is you're going to express it. Now the anger is gone because now I'm dealing with the primary emotion that's actually impacting me. There's so many things in life that happen, and we just look at the external, those secondary emotions that come up to mask the real emotion. So we need to learn to get vulnerable and kind of dig in and go, what am I really upset about? Why am I angry? Because anger is a secondary emotion. What is my primary emotion? What's actually going on inside right now? This is the key. That's where the change happens. And so many people, I'm going to go to anger management for the rest of my life, and I'm going to go to AA, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go there. And all of those things are amazingly helpful externally. But if we don't get to the root of the addiction, to the root of the anger, to the root of those things, it's just going to re-manifest itself in a different way. So I really, really want to encourage everyone to, when you see an emotional reaction in yourself, I'm angry. Why am I angry? And then acknowledge, I'm angry because I feel unappreciated. I'm angry because I feel unheard. And then we learn to have the courage to express the primary emotion, not the secondary emotion. I'm anger and I'm mad and I'm shaming you. It doesn't solve anything because it's only a secondary emotion. So the root problem never gets uprooted. So I need to get back to the root, and I need to say, okay, I felt unappreciated when you did this. I felt unloved. I felt unheard when you did this. And allow that to sink in. Allow the work there to happen, because that's where genuine communication takes place. That's where genuine change takes place. My husband can't fix me being angry. I'm angry at you. What can he do with this? What can he do with this? He can't change that. But if I say, I feel unappreciated when you don't do this, or I feel unloved when you don't do this, or I feel unattractive, or I feel, whatever it is, whatever the need that we need, the primary emotion that we're feeling, we have to have the bravery to express those to the people that we love the most and to other people, to be able to effectively heal and to effectively communicate our needs and understanding where our emotions coming from. The anger is outside. The addiction is outside. The eating disorder is outside. All of these things are secondary emotions and secondary reactions that all come to the base root of what we're actually feeling, of what we're actually going through. And so as we begin to be honest with ourselves, then we will be able to communicate in an assertive way, and we will be able to address the primary emotions in us that are causing us the pain and the dysfunction in our lives, or blocking us from moving on in our lives. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm actually going to be starting a 6-week communication class for anybody that's interested. It'll be available online. We'll be able to do one-on-one and questions, and we'll be going through all of the roots and the cores of communication, how to effectively communicate and to make the changes that need to happen in our life to have healthy interaction with others, healthy interaction with ourselves, and to heal from our past wounds. I hope this is helpful. Have a wonderful day. Bye.